Um, well, hey, good afternoon. Today we've got Pär Sundström from Sabaton, and really excited to talk about the upcoming tour. They're going to be playing with Judas Priest. They're coming over to the U.S., play a couple festival dates. Really looking forward to this. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Really looking forward to also go to the US and really looking forward to play with Judas Priest. It's been way too long and we've been looking forward to this. So we built up this whole expectation and we can't wait to do it.
Awesome. Well, let's get right into it.
Yeah, the same here. I mean, yeah, and for us, this it means so much if we can do this tour. So that's
Hmm.
goes without saying, but on many levels this is very important for the band. We just did a big show here in Europe. We did a big show in Belgrade, or outside of Belgrade, in Novi Sad actually, but um, and it was something of a magical moment when everybody came back together after so long time, and it was unreal until the moment we started to play, when everything just came back and it was like, that's why we do this. But until the first note was played, it was feeling very weird. Everybody was like, what's going to happen now, how this is going to do. um but that, and I mean, now we're kind of looking forward to, because it was so quick, it was all this stress and nervosity before the tour, and we didn't play for a long time, so we had to rehearse a lot, and we still were not comfortable enough to enjoy. And then the show was over in an hour and a half, and it was just like pop up, and that's it. And we all long to the time when it's like, all right, thank you for tonight, that was a great show. All right, guys, let's wake up tomorrow and do it again. Because
Yeah.
that's the real like life that we all like so much. The fact that you're on tour, you're not playing a gig or a show or a festival or something, you're actually on tour. You're next morning, you're in a new town, you're playing a new show. And I can't wait for that, because that's a whole different ballpark. The chance to
Mm.
sit down and talk to the guys. I mean, some of our crew members we haven't seen. We saw them when we got together, but we didn't have the time. It's a big team Sabaton is carrying around,
Yeah.
and it's not just something that in one night you do the catch up talk with everyone, because it's our brothers, it's our life long companions and touring mates and crew that we been with us for decades, and then you are together for 3 days or 4 days, and there's no way in hell you can catch up with each and every one. So I look forward to so many aspects of this tour, and it would hurt a lot if something comes up now last minute and cancels it.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm sure you're already aware of it, but yesterday a lot of the U.S. festivals seem to be sort of across the board instituted policies where people have to either show proof of vaccination or a recent negative test, or in order to enter. So I think that was, geez, if you'd have asked me a month ago, I would have said, I probably don't need that. But now it seems like that's going to have to be the standard for a while.
And I mean, all right, let's do that then, but at least play the full capacity.
Hmm.
I saw some horrible things which I despised last year, when people were trying to do social distancing festivals and shows where you had a football field with 500 people spread out in cages. I mean, for me, it's like the opposite. I would rather, I don't know, but it's basically I'd rather jump off a cliff than see that becomes the reality, because it doesn't exist in my world. It has nothing to do with live music. It has nothing to do with rock and roll. It has nothing to do with the metal that we want to play, with the life that I decided to go on after all. So I'm not playing for cages.
Yeah.
I might accept playing for people in masks, if that comes to that, maybe. Even though I want to see the smiles, I want to see the happiness, I want to see the emotions, I want to see the faces. This is what I want. And this is why it's supposed to be when you play live.
For sure. For sure. Well, I've seen you guys a number of times over the years, and you absolutely demand high energy from your crowd, and you give it back every single time.
It's yeah, I mean it's a mutual thing, and we want to do that. I mean, I don't know what to say really about it. I if people have to be showing a negative thing or whatever, I guess this is kind of the way we are living at the moment. But I need to see the faces of people.
Yeah.
I need to see them. I need to feel them. I need to play for them for real. And I don't want to do streaming concerts.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. I mean, that's been kind of a band-aid, I think, for people that are just itching for some semblance of live music, because it's, that's that desire is on both sides of the stage, people want it too, and I think everybody's really looking forward to it, and here's hoping that it happens just that way. I mean, we're certainly going to get there. It's just how quickly and how smooth is it going to go, you know?
But I mean, we shouldn't focus so much on what is boring in this world. Let's try to focus on what's fun in this world, and look like let's pretend that we don't have these fucking issues, and we just move on, and we do something great, because that's we are so excited. We got so much new stuff, and US for us is like it always feels exciting to come to play there, because even if Sabaton now, I mean, a lot of us call us, we are a newcomer in the US. It's pretty funny. I mean, how many tours did we do? I think we've been doing 9 support runs in a short period of time, a few years, um, and there were those who called us the eternal support band, until we suddenly sold out the first tour as a headliner we announced in, I don't know, a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I see the numbers, and I see how many people are listening to Sabaton daily, and I see how many people are buying tickets for the upcoming tour with Judas Priest through Sabaton websites. So I know a little bit what we can expect when we come over, and I'm so excited about it. And it's we are hungry about it. We're hungry about US, because we have been told the whole way, since the beginning of our career, that forget about US. If you manage to do a couple of runs as a club band there, you can go home and feel proud about it, because no other band from Europe who plays melodic heavy metal has been able to do that. And so all of the bands that we sort of looked up to or grew after, came after, the whatever they may be called, Blind Guardian, Halloween, or Hammerfall, or Edguy, or whatever, they have all sort of failed in the US. And I know by talking to them that maybe they gave up too quickly.
Yeah.
They say, oh, we make money when we tour in Europe, and we don't make any money when we are touring US, and why should we go over there? And I don't even need to argue about that. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, you don't want to work for it, then don't. But for me, it was always always the same thing. Nothing's good ever is gonna be simple.
Yeah.
And nothing good ever gonna be easy and come for free. So it comes with a huge investment, both in money, time, and whatever other costly things you have in life in terms of currency. And we invested everything that we got into this band. Why we were gonna stop when we are starting to get something into the US? We won't stop.
Yeah. Well,
We
I'm
have
happy to
just
hear that.
tasted it, and we will catch up. We are a couple of years ahead in Europe. We're gonna catch it up in the US.
Yep. Well, I'm going to ask you, and I don't know what your first U.S. festival appearance was, but I have to believe I was at one of them. I saw you guys play in 2015 at Rock on the Range, which was in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. Mid-afternoon kind of set, and it was awesome because I was with a group of people too, and nobody that I was with had seen you guys before, and I have, and I was really really excited. But just as importantly as what I saw in the crowd was watching your faces on stage too, because it took maybe halfway through the first song, and it was very evident that you could read that crowd got it.
Yeah, actually, our first festival in the US was 2008,
Oh,
and
well, I'm off by 7 years.
yeah, and it was South by Southwest.
Okay.
So that was our first connection with the US, but it was a few years later, not until 2011, when we had our first tour in the US. We did play also the Prog Power Festival, I believe, in 2009,
Mm-hmm.
and we came back 2 more times, if I'm not mistaken. And but yeah, it's something changed a little bit later. We played some of the better profile or the higher profile festivals like Rock on the Range and stuff like that. So something changed around there. And but yeah, and honestly, for me, I'm happy to play whenever. But the feeling, as you said, when you're a little bit like you don't know what you're walking into, and then that's one thing, but also when you know what you're walking into, but the audience doesn't know what they are expecting, and then that thing turns into like, aha, you guys like it, let's have fun.
That
Then
Yeah. That's
so
exactly it. That's a really good way to explain it because it was something to watch. It really was. Um,
and I love it. I mean, and Sabaton has always loved to, let's say, strike from below and be a sort of an outnumbered, uh, um, underestimated band playing in the daylight, and we prove a lot of people wrong over the years. And
mhm.
I may say as many times as I can, but still, if they put us on there, we do the show, and we prove that we can play a little bit later in the evening.
Yeah, yeah. Well, here's hoping for more and more of it. I love it. One thing I wanted to ask you about as well, though, you've talked a lot about some of the stuff that you've seen as far as like, who's listening, what the numbers are here. A lot of that is because you you are also managing this band. Um,
Right.
Talk a little bit about that and what kind of insights that really gives you and how demanding is that?
All right. I mean, you start a band because you're loving to play. That's how you start a band. You want to play your instrument in a band, okay? And there was no difference for me. And that's the first thing you do as a band. You get together, you get into a rehearsal room, and you start playing some songs. After that, you need to, you know, expand, you need to grow, you need to do something. You need to call somebody to have a gig, and somebody in the band has to pick up the phone and call that somebody to get a gig. And then somebody has to do a poster. And then somebody has to arrange that somehow we get there, or that there is a technical things there. So somebody has to do that. And I can't just stand and watch while things are not being happening. So I just
Mhm.
jump on directly and do all of that stuff. So no matter if it became like designing a tour poster, album artwork, or it came to arrange a recording session, or that. And eventually these things evolve, and suddenly you are dealing with economy, you are dealing with logistics, you are dealing with legal aspects. So I started to pick up that I had no training whatsoever, but suddenly I needed to know how to market myself. I needed to know how to present something in a good way. I needed to know how to sell it, how to charge for it, how to account for it, and how to get the show on the road. And along the years, I think I've been doing pretty much everything that it includes, no matter if it was fixing the tour bus or repairing it from damages to being a guitar tech. I've also licensed pyrotechnician. I've been hanging lights in the roof. I built my own festival and the cruise, and promoting tours, festivals, shows, other bands, marketing that, and it's all because I have an interest in learning things, and I don't want to sit and watch nothing happen. I can't do that. I just have to make things happen. And that's why I just jump onto things. And eventually it grows and grows and grows. And
Mhm.
I'm I think I'm quite demanding, and I love this band so much that I don't want too much other, let's say, I don't mind other people to come in and help, of course not. Uh, but it would be difficult for another manager to come in and do this in a better way than I would do it.
Yeah.
So the other way we have done it is that Sabaton team has been growing. So everything we are doing in-house. Today we run the label business inside. We do the management completely by ourselves. We do all the logistics for tours. We book it all. We book the whatever it may be from 100 crew members, 10 trucks, and whatever we need. We have it in-house. We have huge warehouses. We own so much stuff that it's crazy. I was actually going through it 2 days ago in our main warehouse and just looking at for one of the projects. I was just looking at costumes, and I realized that we can outfit entire armies of Vikings, Crusaders, Spartans, Greek warriors, Spartans, whatever, World War One troops from France or from Belgium, or World War Two soldiers from the United States, modern armies. We have pile after pile after pile, or crates after crates with clothes, just because of different projects. And we always think that we take control of things. We don't rent it, we don't outsource it, we control it, we own it, and we put it on and we do it ourselves. Same with a lot of photo sessions, music videos. We produce them, we direct them, we are involved in the whole production of it. The albums, we are the main producers of our albums. We do things our way,
In-house.
in-house. And it's demanding, as you said, but we have a
Yeah.
good big team, and we are constantly growing. And even during the pandemics, we did pretty well, even though we
Yeah.
couldn't tour. And we have a lot of people that is depending on touring, but we still did well. We
Well,
run our own mail order. It has several people. We also develop that further. We completely by ourselves. We don't use any merch company. We develop the stuff ourselves. We design it. We source it. We market it, and we have it in our own mail order.
on that note, you guys have been busy with some different singles that you put out recently, right? So some digital singles have come out, some exclusive vinyl releases. I'm kind of hoping that Kingdom Come gets another press on a different color, because that thing was gone long before I had a chance to snag one.
It was I mean, it was on purpose that that one's gonna be disappearing immediately. We knew it, and it was one of those things that sometimes you just have to keep the numbers down. I mean,
Hmm.
it's also, we don't want that everything is unlimited. Sometimes there should be items that not everybody can get, and
Yep.
but yeah, there was we put out some of that, but you know, we have been quite busy. As I said, our mail order was launching 100 something products in 1 year, and that's just one thing. We are also operating the Sabaton History Channel. It became a little bit more challenging because we are filming down in Germany, in Munich, most of the time, and
Hmm.
we couldn't travel so much during the pandemic, so we had to build a completely new video studio in our headquarters in Sweden. So we have
Mm.
built 2 studios there for videos, and which is a permanent installment in our main headquarters there. So this is something we have been working with. So we've been able to continuously produce. We had to build a little bit of a new team around the filming and audio recording of that, but we managed that as well. We have also recorded a full-length album and a lot of singles and other things. So we've been busy.
Excited to hear some more of that, and I'll tell you, if ever I had the opportunity, I would probably have an entirely separate conversation about that History Channel, and really, what to me sets you guys apart, being sort of the lyrical aspect of the band. That was one of the first draws to me, as far as, like, all right, who doesn't love heavy metal, right? But then, whoa, there's there's a lot going on there, and I know we're up against it right now, but I'd love to chat with you about that
It's
someday.
I mean, we are super happy and proud over the Sabaton History Channel. It was something we launched, well, we had in mind a long time ago, you know. In 2004, when we were working on the first booklet, we wrote some text, like explaining text in the booklet, like, oh, this song is actually about this event and this happened. Some little historical background, but behind the songs. And me and Joachim was saying, what if we one day can do, like, take this to another level? What if we one day can do proper documentaries about it? And we said, yeah, that should be the ultimate goal for this part of it. And today, I think Sabaton has become a little bit of an educational institution. I mean, through Sabaton, you can hear the songs, you get a little bit, but there's only so much you can tell with the words in a 3, 4, 5 minute long song. But if you want more, you can go to our website, and we have a lot of original articles, which is not copy paste from some other. We are working together with historians and researchers, and we write our own articles that you can read on our website. And you can also watch the Sabaton History Channel episodes about each song. We have produced over 100 documentaries, and we are continuously producing new documentaries. So I think we have become a little bit of a historical institution now. So and we are very proud of it. It was something which, let's say, we had interest in it. We have developed that interest. We have really taking it to another level. And now, super proud, and we will continue to develop this part of the band as well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate the the insight right there. I got more than I bargained for, so I really appreciate that.
Hopefully, it's someday we can open our own museum.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to make that trip. I'd love to make that trip. Well, hey, I really appreciate your time today. If I could